Hey there, and welcome back to Cursed Seeds, an educational monster train series where we struggle through the toughest challenges around. In this episode, this is an odd one because the submitter lost and they submitted it to me in a public Discord server of Monster Train players. So naturally, when you do something like that, other people besides me are going to play the run. And what ultimately happened was other people played the run. Some folks won, some folks lost. I'm pretty sure it ended up on the front page of the Monster Train challenge section, and we have 13 runs of this particular seed going on. So, what that means is you maybe have seen this already. I'm not sure if anyone else has recorded it or uploaded it or anything like that, or maybe you even are one of the people who played this and you aren't the submitter. So, who knows? I was told very little, though. The submitter did not win and suggested that they weren't sure what to do. So, we are again Windleton. I mean, this is interesting because this is Windleton twice in a row, which is an interesting change of pace. I normally don't get him submitted a lot, but I actually think he's a pretty bad champion, so I'm not surprised to see him submitted. And again, we're with Shade Splitter. This is not the same run as last episode. No, it's not. It is a different. Okay, we're going to be on the watch. I don't believe it's the same run as last time. I'm actually pretty confident based on the people playing it and the three words being different. If you notice any similarities when I'm running this, it's been a few days, so I'm not going to remember very well anyway. If you notice similarities and think this is the same run, let me know, but maybe we'll find out pretty quickly. The Let's see, the first artifact we were shown in the previous episode was Chain of Gems. So if we don't see that here, I think we're good. That's kind of what I'm playing around. Anyway, this is an interesting one because you see folks dying all over. I have no idea which one of these is the submitter. People have died in every ring basically. But I want to call attention to the two people who won here. With 58.7 and 59.7k scores, those are pretty relentless kills on at least Divinity, but probably also Seraph, which is really interesting. This clan combo is home to an infinite. There is the, first Hell Pact plus Awoken's Rail Spike option with spell chains. You can also do that same combo if you have a spell chain or some variant of Perils of Production in your run. I'm going to be watching out for the infinite, but I'm not going to lean into it and just assume I get it unless, it ends up being the correct path, which it might be. And it may actually not be an infinite, it could be something else. This could just be you scale a massive shroud spike and just one turn enemies and kill the bosses early and everything. There's a lot of ways you can get scores like this here, but this implies something big. This is a big score. My average run is chilling at around 50k if I'm going into relentless on every boss and winning and maybe trading a little pyre health. So we'll be watching out for that. Regardless, I do think, and I'll mention the same thing I said in the last episode, that combinations of Awoken and Umbra are pretty tragic. I think that they are among the worst clan combos in game for the DLC at the Covenant 25 gameplay level. I think Windleton is probably among the better ones. I think the sentient variant of this is worse, especially when you have plinks, because plinks disable a lot of morsel lines, or at least make them very difficult. And then I also think the worst version of this, though, is Penumbra with restores, or Penumbra with what is it? Even a number with root seeds because you can't use the hollows then. So I think honestly the Penumbra variant of this is the worst personally, but Sentient is pretty close. It's very terrible. Regardless, I think we can find enough stuff here to make it work. There's a lot of interesting things you can do to kind of pull out the victory, depending on what we're shown. So let me explain what's going on if you're joining us for the first time. Hey, how's it going if so? And if you're returning, welcome back. Basically, I am playing viewer-submitted runs of Covenant 25 Monster Train that are really difficult for some reason or another. People provide me with a little bit of intel into where they struggled, maybe, and I will hopefully direct my discussion to how do you solve those kinds of problems. And if it ends up being generic, then I'm just going to answer all the questions as I see them. You can, if you're interested, submit these challenges to me by going and generating a challenge and submitting the 3-word combo similar to what's up top here. And I will run it for you on the channel and hopefully bring you a win. Like I mentioned already, our previous run was this exact same clan combo. We had Windleton with Shade Splitters. We're on a 36 win streak here. That last run was pretty excellent. We had a Crucible Collector as the hero we needed in frontline, combined with our forced Strangler Windleton start. I say forced. I don't think I was forced to do it, but I do think it was definitely correct in that rare circumstance. So if you've ever been looking for the circumstance where I am feeling that Strangler start is actually correct, there it is. So very interesting. Regardless, that run did kind of suck. We did manage to pull it off. I went to 4 magic shops to see holdover perils, so, it was one of those. We did end up finding it. Immortal Trade ended up saving the run in a bunch of different places. Really good card, really good location, so we did get the victory, and that's what matters. And so, yeah, I think that's everything I've got for you here today. So, as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, let's go ahead and dig in on Windleton, right? Yeah, nothing else to say. Hell yeah, let's do it. Oh man, that little black screen right there is the perfect opportunity for a water break, because once you start talking for a couple minutes, you quickly realize you're parched. Especially since before this recording, I'm not talking nearly as much, so... Anyway, hopefully you're all doing well today. I'm having an okay one. Work, this has been an ongoing saga. If you've been following along with these recordings, work has been very rough to me these past couple weeks, and so I've just been struggling through that. I'm super tired. I realize I'm starting this at 3:30 a.m., so it probably will be another late night, but at a minimum, I can kind of sleep in, so it's going to be fine, because it is, I guess it's Friday for me. Well, the morning of Saturday. You know what I mean. Tomorrow will be Saturday, or don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let's get in on Monster Train. We are playing Exile Awoken with the default Umbra. We have Dazed Talos, Spell Shield Arcus, Diligent Seraph, Sharpen, Making of a Morsel, and Focus Growth. This start already looks different. I'm very confident our previous one had Patience, so I think we're good to go. Yeah, alright, we're fine. Cool. It's a fine start. I don't think it's particularly impressive, but it's not bad either, right? Yeah, it's something. These aren't going to be game-winning cards. Making of a Morsel is nice, at least, but at a minimum, they will get us through the early game, and they lean into some strategies fine. A bunch of spells here with Diligent is good as well. I'm not going to browse to exactly where everyone died here because so many people have played it, but I do want to look ahead for planning purposes. We see both types of banners. Steel Shop has the Umbra banner here. Interesting. Okay. Magic Shop. With my cards, it's tough. There's nothing I really want to hold over or do anything with at the Magic Shop here, so that's a little spooky. But we'll see what we're shown. Ring 1 changes a lot of that. If I see a unit draft, maybe I can go to the Merchant of Magic or whatever. We'll see. We have another Umbra banner on Ring 3 with a Merchant of Steel and a Merchant of Magic. A really ugly Ring 4. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Removal dupe with Cavern on Ring 5. If there's a universe I can take that and have value there, that's big. That's big. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Steel shops, huh? So rings 2 and 3 have steel shops, then I wait until ring 6. It's important. We missed 2 rings there, and then the last one is on the ring 8. So a little awkward. We do have a lot of late game temples, as well as a ring 2 temple and a ring 4 temple. Pretty flexible. I think we can make this work. Alright, and yes, without seeing Chain of Gems here, I can promise you it is a different episode. So great news. New run. Alright, we're shown Bloating Fungus Commemorative Spike. Commemorative Spike is the worst relic in the game, in my opinion. You know what's worse than this? Very little. This fills out your floors with 1 space used on the most important, most formative turn of your run, ring 1, or rather turn 1. So if I take a 2-space unit with Windleton, then I cannot play it alongside Windleton on turn 1 because of Commemorative Spike. You cannot click this here. Do we have restores? Oh, we don't. That's tough. Maybe they show us a Wildwood Sap. I'm not taking Commemorative Spike. There's some cheeky things you can do here with maybe an intrinsic Shroud Spike on this, but this is maybe something you take later when you already have that component of your run configured. You never would start with this. It's good stats now, but it will kill you very fast. So I think I'm going to take Bloating Fungus. The prospective value of seeing Wildwood Sap here with Bloating Fungus is better than the 25 gold. 25 gold is very low. You have to show me an actively detrimental relic to get me to skip it. We're shown Strangler Predator. Okay. I know we just had a run where Strangler was the objectively correct choice, but it's because we were shown Thornlord alongside it. And Thornlord is extremely awkward in this clan combo because Thornlord's a bad backline, and everything in Umbra wants to be in the front. And I had no scaling for something in Awoken that would sit in the back, so it was very, very awkward. We do have Sharpens here, which is something, and some Making of a Morsels. I think it's Predator here. Now that we're actually shown Predator, I'm confident I can take this line to a victory. A very common setup that I do here with Windleton is you take space and you self-infuse an Alloyed Construct and stick it in front. You can feed Alloyed Construct and then you get Predator for free, basically. And you just kind of take stats to keep them both alive. I think that's winning. I also have really good morsel density, so I'm happy to do that. This means I do like Umbra banners, potentially. Probably more than the Awoken banners. We'll have to see. Maybe I see in a unit draft with a sweeper. The problem with it is that they're very slow. We're going to take Predator, of course, here. I think it's fine. One of the interesting things, though, is if you take Strangler, you're pretty safe to grab this Horde because it's very unlikely you lose Strangler, and nothing leaks, right? You just kind of face tank things with morsels and train stewards and you're okay. But am I strong enough for that here? Probably not, right? I have no pings, I have no backline access, Sharpen doesn't count. We'll move on. That's just a lot of pyre health waiting to be thrown away. See, Mark of Invasion. This should be okay. Maybe I take 6 here, depending on my turn 1 draws. Maybe I see a turn 1 Sharpen and it's free. We'll take it. I do like this cache because I did not see money at the beginning, right? No Divine Boons. Show me a Sharpen. Okay, no Sharpen. It's unfortunate. We'll offset all this incoming damage, though, with the Making of a Morsels here. Yeah, it's a shame. I could have fished for another damage morsel. We weren't shown it, but I think the Making of a Morsel is just super correct no matter what. So we'll take 6 here. If this is all I trade, I'm happy with it. Yeah, Sharpen. Great job. Is there any way I can get this Collector? I have Root Seeds... Focus Growth, no, because I swing first, and anything I summon out of Shade Splitter also swings first. Yeah, fair. That sucks. Alright, we'll take the +1 draw next turn and move on. That's a shame. You can't give Root Seeds to the Collector, it'll never swing, it has no attack, so... I'm gonna take a Morsel. Give me a Lifesteal Morsel. Okay, never lucky, but it's okay. Fine, we'll body this because of the... What is it? Because of the Sharpens. I'm going to take both Train Stewards middle. If I can get rid of one of these clergymen, we're happy. I would really like some HP. Yeah, okay, Focus Growth. I'm pretty confident we win from this position now. Cool. We killed one as well, which is nice. We should be fine here. Yeah, we're chilling. Sharpen again, doesn't change anything, but it's fun. Cool. Alright, we took 6 for the trial. That's a fine trade. Money is more valuable early than later. Yes, Wildwood Sap. Okay. Now we're giving up Razor Sharp Edge for this. Is that correct? I think so. I would normally take Razor Sharp here, but with the Bloating Fungus start, that's really good. Really good. Immortal Trade or Umbra Assault? I think it's got to be Immortal Trade. Big heals, really strong, opens up a lot of lines, keeps me alive. Space Prism's also really good, though. I have healing from other sources. I have focus growth, and I just took Wildwood Sap with Bloating Fungus. I probably don't need Immortal Trade. I'm going to take Space Prism then. I know I skipped a ping for it, but it's fine. Now the true question. The nice thing about Wildwood Sap here is it opens up double stack and remove consume from the Merchant of Magic. If they showed me a holdover, what would I take it on? Is it ever making of a morsel? Maybe. What do I do with this Merchant of Steel? It's basically Alloyed Construct or bust. That's tough. What if this Awoken banner is dead? Dead as in double hollows. It actually is okay because I have the Wildwood Sap. What's coming up? Okay, so I think if I go to the magic shop here, I have to go to the steel shop on ring 3. And if I can go to the Merchant of Steel, I theoretically could get away with the Merchant of Magic on ring 3. Really difficult decision point here. Which unit do I want the most at this point? That's actually very hard. Morsel Maker would be a fine take on the Umbra side. Awoken side, I don't really want those units because I have the strong morsels here. We could take a sweeper. I think that would be acceptable. I'd have to scale it somehow, right? Is the problem. We would lose HP on the floor. The problem with sweeper plus Windleton is just survivability, right? You have, I don't know, 60 life on the floor, which gets you through Daedalus, but then just kind of falls off a cliff. And it doesn't keep itself alive in any meaningful way. So then I think the Alloyed Construct is better. I think the Windleton line is stronger. We'll go left. I'm going to look at this Umbra banner right now. I think it's better. Endless. It's kind of gross. Plus 25 is in there. Oh, no. That is... Yeah, that is double Gorge Friend. Doggos. Okay. Ugh, I made a mistake, but there's no way you could have known. I'm going to take Lifesteal, and there's a reason for this. I do think Mr. Warden with the damage shield is probably better, but the nice thing about Lifesteal is if I see something like a Steel Singer or whatever, I can get away with an infusion of this Collector. The other nice thing about the Collector is I just need him to stay alive, and he's good in Relentless against a lot of combats. As long as he has enough HP. I'm going to take the Collector. It's fine. Show me an Intrinsic, maybe? And in Piercing. Gross. Spell Chain. You could Spell Chain the Wildwood Sap, but that's not good. Alright, well, that sucks. I'm going to take Crucible Collector with 25 bonus life, and we're going to move on here. 0 shards. It's fine. Not ideal. Take the unit draft here. I think I have to. I'll never lose this combat is the important thing. Okay. Collector goes top. What am I doing? Who gets sharpened here? It's always one of them. It's always Collector top. What if I Windleton top too? I think that's wrong. I think I want to split them up. It's an interesting decision point. I think I'm going to Windleton bottom floor, and then I'm going to sharpen up top. It's not ideal, but I think it's acceptable. Wildwood Sap can come down on our friend. I do want Shade Splitter here. Some attack is good. We're going to take a ton of damage here. I anticipated this. It's just an inevitability at this point. Let's see, 29. I'm taking 2, 7 here. It's fine. I'm gonna play the sharpen downstairs here. Yeah, we just take a big chunk, and this is all tradable. Can I win on bottom floor? Probably not, but I am sure gonna try. Ooh, it's close. I mean, I knew it wouldn't get there, but... Okay, so if I had invested the first sharpen there, I would have gotten the kill. So that was a mistake, is the problem. I mean, we always win up top, I'm not concerned, but I traded a lot more life there than I wanted to. So that was a mistake. Now, doesn't matter, we win. Okay, cool. So, alright, we traded a lot. Hopefully this unit is not bad. I'll take a razor sharp edge here. I need scaling. Yeah, sure, great, go team. Immortal trade and perils of production. This is diligent. This is a diligent. Huh. My main concern with this is diligent. Could we make perils of production work? How would we do this? Well, one, I'd have to see holdover. But two, I would... what? You'd have to see one of... what is it? Cursed Vines, Thorn Fruit, or Vine Mother? Those are the only units that can somehow survive this or get your perils. I think I'm going to click it. It is perspective. I don't see enough. I mean, Mind Collapse is okay. It is a ping, but I think Perils of Production is a little more useful. If we see a relic here that supports this line, I think we're cruising on Seraph. That's tough. I'm also shown Immortal Trade again, which is fine. I'll take the Perils here, though, I think. Oh, wow. I was just talking about Vine Mother, which I am 100% clicking here. Yeah, okay. Vine Mother plus Perils is doable now. Do I hunt the holdover, go left, or do I hunt an actual unit that does something? What am I doing? That's a great question, you know? I would take some plus 25s into Vine Mother here. Sure, that's fine. How badly do I need to see Alloyed Construct? Pretty badly, right? Yeah, I think so. Pretty badly. Because I have Predator, I need to see something here. I think we get through Daedalus, but if I don't see something good from Talos, or it is Talos, then I think we're probably in a bad place. What am I seeing? Where's my next magic shop? There's a removal dupe on ring 5. Interesting. What's my line? It's tough. I don't like this Crucible Collector here, unless I'm shown Strangler later on, but you can't rely on that. I don't think that's a safe take, or safe choice, rather. Really don't think that's safe. It's good if we're shown it. I don't know. I don't like... this Umbra banner could just be trash again. There's only one unit I want to see, and going there for that is risky. The Merchant of Steel is not that valuable. I would like 3 things from the Merchant of Magic, right? Holdover, 1, or double stack, or remove consume. I'm going to go to the magic shop. Plus the life is nice here. Double stack. Is this money? It's not money. Let's open this up. Maybe it's a harvest something or other. Harvest? What am I talking about? I was thinking about Guild Marker. Sap Tap, Mask of Penumbra is just superior here. It's a draw relic. That's good. Okay. Do I take double stack Wildwood Sap and walk on? No, I'm going to re-roll this. The holdover is a better hit. And also I think remove consume is better. Of course they show me the other one. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to take a -1 into Wildwood Sap. And you may ask why. It's because if they show me an X5, I want to be able to get value out of it. And that is the correct X5 here. Oh! Ooh, buddy. All right, we got it. I can't believe it. All right, I'm going to take a moment to talk about that because that one perspective -1, that is a -1 that I will take on almost any run just because if you happen to see X5, you are cruising. And if this were a 1-cost Wildwood Sap, I would single dupe it because it's bad. But at 0 cost with bloating fungus, wow. Imagine if I had double stacked it. I actually think it would be too hard to play double stacked, which is really funny. Hell yes, X5 Wildwood Sap. That's extremely strong here. Wow, all right, we're moving on from there. Good, good, good. What a good hit. Okay. All right, Talos should get obliterated. I have 30 regen that's healing me for 60 a turn. Also, Vine Mother accelerates me. Yeah, we're going to do it this way. This way being I want to play Vine Mother in front of Windleton. I think I'm going to still put the spikes in front simply because enemies will hit her. And I should really get the sap rolling. There's no reason to hold off on this. It's not pushback Talos. I just had this moment of, oh no. Yeah, we're fine. Save some damage. Sting. I play a single morsel. We'll put our Crucible friend in middle. He just kind of lives and punches things. It's fine. We're going to be very durable, is the nice thing about this. Yeah, we just play. Ooh, buddy. 18 sap on that turn. That feels pretty good. I'm going to play Train Steward. Oh yeah, it's because of the days that we don't swing here. That's fine. Take the Sting middle here. Doesn't matter. We never swing. It's fine. Okay. Alright, our buddy lives. Good job. We are going to take a Space Prism up top. The Sting gets me to kill. I play a Making of a Morsel up top. Another Making of a Morsel. I'm going to take the Making into our friend in middle, and I'm going to take a Root Seeds for draw. Our draw is looking pretty good here, especially with the Mask of Penumbra. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. I'm going to need to lean into morsels. We're not out of the woods yet. Also, with these 0-cost Wildwood Saps, I totally could lean into Perils of Production now. I just have so many free kill cards. True. Let's see. Razor Sharp in front gets me 28 in the mid, dude, which I like. Sure. Take a morsel middle, I suppose. It's fine. Draws me a card. I'll take 2. Honestly, I'm fine with 2. Let's see. 3 stings, I think, gets me a kill here. Sure does. Excellent news. HP into... It does not even matter. Not even close to mattering. We just kind of play cards. Zoom. Thank you, Sharpen. We have a pretty reasonable shot of winning mid-floor if I pump this, right? And he adds 100 damage per morsel, which is pretty wild. If I give him a Razor Sharp, he gets this, right? Ooh, that's close. Hey, our lad Crucible Collector gets the victory here. Hell yeah. We just put him over that threshold. He's gonna pop it by, like, yeah, exact the numbers. What unbelievable. Score! Yeah, okay. I mean, you see it, right? You see the infinite. We were talking about this in advance. Perils of Production, Awoken's Rail Spike. The pieces are here. Yeah, the pieces are here. What am I playing, though? Okay, so we have options. If they show me a... What is Alloyed Construct? I think I click it. just because I might not see Strangler. If they show me Strangler, then I can dumpster it, and we can do the same run we had yesterday pretty much, just with Quick. It's really funny. Yeah, I mean, it's a consistent enough line here, so Crucible Friend is one of the best options there. And then we keep around the Vine Mother. You technically don't actually... Vine Mother is a sufficient tank with this much regen, right? Like, it will work. Give her plus 25, plus 25. She handles it. I don't really need the Collector. I could even put the Collector into her. That's wrong. Let's see. I think you click the Awoken's Rail Spike here anyway. I mean, I see the infinite components. We'll click them and see what we're shown. Plus, that card is so low opportunity cost. Yeah, Alloy Construct, we click these. Great. I have 35 cards. Holy crap. Now, the real problem is, I think I need space. Okay, here's the problem. I have to hit Intrinsic for Space Prism, or else I can't do the construct in front of Windleton. Well, I don't need to, right? Think about this. We're leaving our options open. That's the real trick here. I'm leaving my options open. I'm going to take draw here. Go to 7 draw. Because consider this. I think we win the next 3 rings with 30 regen on Vine Mother once we give her some plus 25s. And if I never lean into these other dudes, that's okay. And that's a 5-space floor. Yeah, we're good. Okay, we have enough flexibility here. What is this? Divine Artifact? That's interesting. I can be really aggro on this next combat's trial thanks to Divine Pyre Wall. That's worth 25 gold to me. I basically click whatever the hell this trial is as long as I don't die. I want removals. Quite badly. I no longer need the Awoken banner. Yeah, we're fine. We go right. Show me a good relic. Oh, Mine Jacks. Yep. Well, that answers space. I'm glad I took draw. Removals. I need to see in the temple first. Intrinsic. Sick. Spell Chain. Spell Chain Perils. Do I take this preemptively? Okay. Before I make decisions, first things first. What's my champion upgrade? Strangler. Excellent. Okay. With the Strangler hit, we just do the same crap we did before, which is I use Windleton to win. Main problem is, well, Windleton has problems here. What if Windleton is your front line? The main difference is I don't have Thornlord, right? You don't have that scaling that comes from Thornlord's incants, which does matter. So it does matter. Now, that means here, he's going to have multi-strike. I did take the Razor Sharp, but I have the Perils. What do you spell chain here? I think you actually spell chain Razor Sharp Edge here. And then give it a -1 eventually. Where is this? Yo, where is my Razor Sharp? There you are. Yeah, we'll give it a -1. This is a nice burst of damage that I think is really good, and it keeps us open to the spell chain, which I think matters. Infusion-wise, what am I doing? We could go Construct into Collector. It's cute. I want to keep Vine Mother on the run because of Diligent. Alloyed Construct's really good here because it actually kills units. And with Quick, it's potentially really strong. I can just give it the Wildwood Sap. Okay. I think that is correct. I'm more concerned about actually killing enemies is the problem. Without the scaling of Thornlord's attack here, you can't jank yourself to actual numbers that clear waves. So things don't walk by. What I can do is I can set up a construct up top, play Windleton with Vine Mother middle, and then you regen the hell out of Vine Mother and hopefully stack up a super construct, and then eventually I may pivot the construct onto the floor and put Vine Mother higher, right? So you play middle, we pump up mid floor. Yeah, I see that line working. Okay, what shards am I taking then? I will be doing a, what is it, ring 6? Yeah, I remember, because you take the dupe on Alloyed Construct on ring 5. I must go to the removal dupe. I go ring 5, dupe Alloyed Construct, suffer through having another banner unit, self-infuse on ring 6. So the 25 comes in there. And then I'm going to hunt for... Ooh, that's tough. Merchant of Steel, Merchant of Magic. We do have a Merchant of Magic next ring. I can't go to it, though. Okay. Thinking. We got to plan a little bit about our pathing here, because it's not ideal, right? I have to take the Hellvent on ring 5, or else I have to wait forever for the Alloyed Construct setup. Right, so first things first, we remove Mr. Crucible Friend here. He is not our victorious line. We are fine now that we have a million Wildwood Saps. Yeah, he goes. The other 2 banner units are staying. I kill Train Steward. Yes, okay, those are my removals here. Intrinsic on Space Prism is pretty huge. And then I really like Spell Chain on Razor Sharp. This is a big boost. And the nice thing about this is it's non-committal. If you put this on Perils, you're basically calling Holdover. And what if you miss, right? What if you just miss Holdover? And missing Holdover is possible because I have to skip the Ring 5 Magic Shop because I need the Hellvent on the other side. And the Ring 6 Magic Shop is not that great, right? It's, what, health and money against Cavern plus Vortex plus Steel Shop? That's really tough. So the first real Magic Shop we probably see is Ring 7. Yeah, so we're going to put this in Razor Sharp. That puts me at 40 shards here. I go to 65 on ring 6, plus maybe some other stuff from the temple. I think that's good. Okay. Alright, we move on from this position. Good. A surprisingly difficult ring 4 to reason through. Ancient Hate. I have no spells that do damage. That is a true statement. Conduits. Scary. Also, I have the Pyre Wall, but I hit Strangler, so I kind of don't care. We just clear bottom floor, don't we? We just play bottom here. Yeah, we play bottom. And that's going to be funny. I Space Prism here. I Train Steward middle in case of Collector. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, if I play the Construct, the problem is he may... Well, nothing walks on me. We may struggle a little bit on killing Collector. If I miss Collector because I don't have a morsel here, I'm going to be really sad. Right? Not like I'm going to have a Sting. I need to hit a Train Steward to guarantee it, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Alright, I don't think playing Construct makes a lot of sense here, but I think I need to do it just in case I lose on bottom. If I hit the... Oh, if I go through all the regen, it's actually just fine. Yeah, okay, so we're going to do Train Steward middle, and I'm going to play double Root Seeds here, and not play that man. Alright, we hit. It's good. It's good. We do Razor Sharp on the bottom, big value. I take a Making of a Morsel here, because it matters. Wildwood Sap seems good. Cool. Yeah, we'll get ahead of this. I think we're fine. Oh yeah, by the way, the stings. The stings with the Ancient Hate, of course. I should have known. I'm just gonna play the Sharpen, I think. Take a Morsel, sure. Take a Wildwood Sap, sure. This is one of those cases where we'll get through this, as long as I don't fall apart in any way. Right, 3 units on the floor. We'll take a morsel here. I guess I'll look for 2 morsels. Yeah, shame. Even better, though. I can do perils, and then I can take the sharpen again for more stats. Good. We're not going to die. I regenerate 44 life a turn right now. We're fine, but you know, it is what it is, I suppose. And not much to really say about the line here. Yeah, it's okay. We'll get through this. Like, this is the boss, but we win here. Obviously, we win. Yeah, I don't know why I was doubting, actually. It's pretty obvious. I have 26 regen. Holy crap. Yeah, okay, we're good. Yeah, and this dude does not have multi-strike. He never got to ascend. It's fine. Our damage isn't great, but we're okay. That's a really good combat for us. Ensnare is redundant, but at the same time, it's Seraph the Diligent. I'm not worried about it. I've got Wildwood Saps and a whole bunch of crap. Yeah, I don't need this. We're okay. Move on. Trample. Yeah, we like trample here, don't we? It's always good. It's always good, yes. I had to think about it briefly. Now, what am I doing? We have to stay the course, right? I need to take the removals. I need to dupe Alloyed Construct. Because eventually, Alloyed Construct sits in front of our friend Windleton. Not Vine Mother. Yes, and Vine Mother chills on a higher floor just to give me stings for Diligent and other combats. Yes, so we stay the course. Go right. The removals are nice. I need to kill some more train stewards. Brief consideration for Crystal Cloak. We're fine. I have 1,000,000 regen. It's great. Okay. Let's see. Caverns first, I suppose. I'll trade Pyre Health here, I think. Actually, it's okay. Sure. What you got for me? 20. A Gnarled Root. It's not great, but it's fine because I have Sharpens in the deck. Sure. It is more attack, I suppose. We do Alloyed Construct. Good. That's our line. And we chill. Make sure I can get to the Divinity. We have 3 temples coming up. We're okay. Alright, fine. 475 gold with nothing to spend it on. Aggressive Amulet with Sycophants. It's fine, though, right? We're okay. True, true. Now, in this universe, I think it's top floor. And I'm going to put Windleton in front so I can feed it morsels. And, I don't know. I'll play a Alloyed Construct downstairs so it dies. It's fine. I don't want to redraw it, right? I can't get the Collector. Shame. Okay, we do Making of a Morsel here. Pop it up. Wildwood Sap, and I do want to play the Vine Mother here. I think she is useful. Putting her in the back is strange, but I think it's going to be fine, right? I need to play Razor Sharp here. I'm going to sting the armor dude on bottom. 50 is a very good number. We're chilling. It doesn't matter who kills, right? Slay doesn't matter. It's fine. We'll take the Shade Splitter because I can play the Perils onto it, which gives me the Sharpen and Awoken's Rail Spike. It's kind of a shame to miss the Umbra Stone here, but I don't really care all that much because, again, I lock everything down. So it's cool. Right, I mean, he hit me for a truckload. This dude hits for 20. Wow, that's a big number, huh? Well, we clear this whole wave, so it's actually just fine. True, I'll take the... Thinking, is there ever a world where... No, it's okay for me to do the Razor Sharps here. I was worried suddenly about HP max, but I think we're fine. Yeah, our numbers are okay. We are acceptable. I will take Making of a Morsel for sure. Good. I get the perils here, which lets me Umbra Stone, Sharpen, Root Seeds, Sting downstairs, and chill. True. How much regen is this? This is 24, which is 48 health a turn. We're super chillin'. I'm gonna sting a bunch on middle because I may as well. Take the root seeds because it's correct. Alright, we're good. No real concerns here. We get through this. Or Vine Mother dies in the end, but whatever. Cool. It's fine. We do enough damage here, no problem. And big punch. Thanks, Regen. Very cool. Restoring retreat, cycle of life, pyre shards. These are all bad. Pyre shards, even with gnarled root, I would not click this, right? I don't care about spikes. Paying 1 for 4 attack? No. I have enough cards. The Perspective Void Binding. I am probably going to this magic shop. That's tough. That is a difficult decision to make. Holdover really locks this run in. Like, really locks this run in. Missing holdover is bad. Okay. I think we Perspective Void Binding here. Yeah, I think so. Okay, fine. I'm going to the magic shop. If we end up doing this out, I don't know. I think we go magic shop here. Show me holdover, coward video game. Double stack. I will simply double stack one of these wildwood saps from this position. Regen 10 is gigantic. Take a -1 into the razor sharp edge. I really want to do that. Spin it. Permafrost, oh no. Fine. It's fine. -2. -2 Awoken's Rail Spike is pretty good. Permafrost, huh? I think you permafrost the Umbra Stone just in case you do something stupid and have to do that. Play it whenever. Yeah, I don't want to miss the Umbra Stone here. Take the -1 into it here. I'm gonna buy a removal into the last Train Steward. How am I setting this up? Am I actually Alloyed Construct here? It's tough. I think the nice thing about this run, though, I think you win even if you miss holdover, but you have to invest in Alloyed Construct, right? I have to do this infusion, not just because I've kind of planned my run around it, but because I think it's really important, actually. If you miss holdover the whole run, then Alloyed Construct in front of Windleton is how you win. If you hit holdover, you can play Alloyed Construct on another floor entirely, and you stick Vine Mother in front of Windleton, and you just clap, pretty much. Do I take this -2? Maybe. I don't think I need to right now. I want to keep my options open for like a spell chain, maybe a dupe on a perils or something. Yeah. How many spells do I have? What's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I can remove cards. Oh god. Too many cards. I mean, you clear a Sharpen here every time. I know, I just took up Gnarled Root, but I don't care, is the thing. We're good. We're fine into Arcus. I'm not really that concerned. We're only at 65 shards. We can easily jump at any point. I have multiple lines here that are functional. We're gonna go with... Regen is strong here, but I actually genuinely believe Yeah, here's the deal. It's Vine Mother up top on this combat. Yes, we take Windleton middle. He gets dazed, it's fine. I don't really care that much. He does not get the Wildwood Saps. I'm going to play Razor Sharps on him real quick because he'll clean up the early game. We'll save the Wildwood Sap. We will be putting our stock in our boy, Alloyed Construct. Look at this perfect opportunity for why you want Umbra Stone like that, huh? Really funny. I don't actually get to play a morsel, do I? That's true. Maybe I take Ember here. How much card draw I have? Jesus. Yeah, I think it is Ember, actually. Especially with that Mind Jax hit. I can wait on Wildwood Saps, right? I totally can. Save those turns. Okay. Let's see. I do not need to incant, so let's just take a Making of a Morsel here. We'll play it middle. I'll give it the Perils. Value. Doesn't matter where I sting. I will take Umbra Stone here. I will take Sharpen here. And I'm going to hold off still on the... Yeah, I'm going to hold off on... What is it called? Wildwood Sap still. We'll play our Root Seeds here. I'm going to put the damage in the back, actually. I don't really care that the Clipped Reflector is hitting me, right? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be fine. This is an Incant Shard. Okay. Sting on the bottom. I just take... What are you doing? How's this floor looking? Oh, really good, actually. We're just going to take 2 Shade Splitters here. And what? I Root Seeds up top. Yeah, I'm going to give Vine Mother 2 attack. Sure. Yeah, we're okay. This is going to look pretty good, I think. And now I think we start blasting this Wildwood Sap nonsense. Yeah. Yeah, Making of a Morsel. Good. 3 cost Rail Spike. Cool. Send it, send it. I'm going to take that Making of a Morsel anyway. Give it upstairs. Why not? Yeah, we're looking pretty solid here. Looking good. We take Wildwood Sap. So much Wildwood Sap. 24 Regen is excellent. Play a Morsel. Take a Perils on the Morsel. Play Sting. Yeah, these floors are looking pretty clean. I actually think it's better to play the Root Seeds in front here. He tramples, he's very efficient. I can play 2 Morsels, see what I get. I'll take the HP, yeah. And we'll put Other Friend up top and we're okay. Yeah, I think we're fine into this combat with this much regen, right? I mean, I can't imagine a world where this falls apart. We still have more. I'm playing another 10 regen on this turn, bringing us up to 33. It's okay. We got it. I need to put Tack into, this is the, Rally Shard, okay. I mean, obviously it's Rally. Obviously it's Rally. Let's see, he has no stealth, so damage on this floor is relevant. Seems good. Alright, yeah, we're fine. You ever think about how we can put Void Binding on enemies? How weird is that? Answer, very, very weird. Extremely weird. Why is that even a thing, really? Yeah, we win this simply because I'm restoring 60 plus life a turn. As long as he doesn't one-shot me, and he doesn't, we're cool. Yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. Yeah, this is solid. So we're going to be looking for... What am I looking for here? I'm looking for... That's multi-strike. I do not need quick. Yeah, okay. Alright, so... Furnace Tap. Now that's a gamble. That is gambling on do I see holdover or not. I mean, I'm hunting. I got 2 more magic shops, I think. One more magic shop. Do I take Furnace Tap here? I think I'm always taking Ember, which means Furnace Tap at worst costs me a few turns, but most of my cards are free, and I'll go to some magic shops. I'm going to click Furnace Tap. I think, yeah, it's not just perspective, it has value, so. And with the regen, I'm not super worried about survivability. I'm taking Ember. It's tough, right? It's tough, because Ember means if I hit perils, it's pointless. That's true. That is true. Space is weird. Do I need more than 2 morsels at a time? Not really. Basically, no, never. Space does mean I could take a large stone, though, which is a lot of stats. Fortunately, thanks to the quick sweep, we're not threatened by things like the multi-strike wave on the Divinity, because we kill that conduit very fast, as long as I don't let Windleton die. It's not draw here. I draw 7. We're good on draw. I get through my deck, plus I have stings and a whole bunch of crap. I'm going to take space, actually. Go up. It lets me take a large stone. So I can take large stone, multi-strike, plus 25s, play more morsels. It's fine. If I see the holdover on perils, then Ember doesn't matter anyway. So we take space. Yeah, okay, fine. I think it's okay. We're going to this magic shop and no one in the universe could stop me. Show me a holdover. Hey, buddy, holdover perils. Okay, now let's look in this Divine Temple. Oh, Spell Chain. You'd think I planned this or something. All right, we're good. We're golden, in fact. Perils with holdover. Spell Chain on that perils. Genius tier content. This is huge value. Cool. I get 2 removals. What do you remove from this deck? It's a great question. Focus Growth's actually not terrible. It's not, really. What do I take from the Forge? That's a great question, too. I could do, like, 35 is fine. It's enough damage. It clears everything. Purifiers is the important one, right? The nice thing about 50 life is I can care less about him into spikes. Because he is just swinging into spikes, right? Like, that is happening. And I don't think anyone can stop it. I'm never buffing him. All buffs go into Construct. Alright, gross. We'll take Strangler too. Ugh. I mean, I just need stats, and that is stats, so... Now, other things to consider. Cards that are 0 cost are very high value to me into Diligent in case of a terrible draw, so we're going to focus on making things 0 cost here. I don't need the plus 10. We roll, remove, consume. You ever want remove, consume, Furnace Tap here? Yes, of course you do. Of course you do. And I don't even care it costs 3. You just kind of ignore that. I will make a Root Seeds free instead. Oh my god, what have I done to this run? Jesus. What if I had taken an Immortal Trade? I don't know, man. I think Immortal Trade would have been great here, but in response to that, I have to keep this Focus Growth in pretty much. What do you even remove? Like, Vine Mother is good. Sharpen. Alright, Sharpen. Sorry, bud. Gnarled Root no longer valuable. Oh no, not my +8 attack with 4 spikes for 2 Ember. It's not good. It's just not good. Making of a Morsel is better than Shade Splitter. Huh. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is pretty tough, actually. I need to be able to hit a Morsel for Alloyed Construct at some point. We have, what, 5, 6, 7 cards out of 31? I can't remove one of those. I clear our Root Seeds here, I'm pretty confident. We just generate stings instead. We have enough cards. I don't need to keep this many. Yeah, okay, fine. Alright, and we move on. 80, let's make sure we can get to the Divinity here. Let's say I dupe Perils on Magic side, which is good. I mean, I should probably look at a Steel Shop in this run, right? Like, we should look at a steel shot, but the thing is like removals are good, but I don't really care that much. The dupe might just be stronger. That's a very bizarre realization. No steel shop. You need HP. 25 life. He gets run down. We can't do that. I have to go to the steel shop and take something. In which case I don't dupe, which is fine. I don't need a dupe that badly. It'd be good. I don't need it that badly. Okay. So, what can I take from this temple? I do have one card that says magic power. It's called Focus Growth. So if I have to make it 10 in piercing, it's fine. It also could be plus 30. It has both slots open. I did this intentionally so that I could take both if I had to. I can't do an infusion, so... I mean, that's basically it. What is this? Purge? There are better things they could show me. -2s would be good. Spell Chain would be fine. You just Spell Chain, Furnace Tap, and leave extra copies in, and you do stupid things and win the video game. It's fine. We take everything from this next one and go to 105, is what that means. Yeah, we move on. Cool. I'm pretty confident we win. Like, what's Spell Shield? I don't care about Spell Shield here. It just hurts my stings. But they never leave my floor, so it's fine. Yeah. Cool. Windleton, Jade Splitter, draw me a card, show me what it is. That's fine. Alloyed Construct gets food, which is good. I don't really need to play these Wildwood Saps right now. Does it really matter? I may as well wait. There's really no reason to play them now. I'm not even taking damage. That's a good hit. We do Self-Mutilation, Vine Mother upstairs, Root Seeds in the front. I will play... I'm taking hits now. I do think I should just drop these Wildwood Saps. Now the next question is, how much do I value other cards? Do I just drop Void Binding here? I don't think so. We'll be okay, right? We're just going to take hits, but he's not going to die. We see the perils, so it's fine no matter what. Alright, we're good. We just take morsels here. I had to see morsels on this turn, not because I was forced to draw into them, but because I just needed to. Otherwise, he would have run out of fuel. Yeah, it's okay. I think you could reasonably have gone all in on our friend Windleton here. Quick sweep with 2 hits. You give him the perils, give him the trample, give him the furnace taps, and like you're fine, but I think it's fine this way, right? Yeah, I think we're fine this way. It's a large stack up of stuff, huh? It's okay. We have a lot of things that can help out here. And the nice thing is these lines, like all of the things we're doing are very easy. There's very little in the way of complexity here. As long as we don't get one shot, and I don't think we ever will, we're gonna be fine. I guess you could get one shot, but it's pretty unlikely, right? As long as I put some stats in. Yeah, we definitely go to the steel shop here. Yeah, we cleared this whole floor, finally. Good job. Go team. Buff my stats up to an incredible number. We take the draw power here. We get through it. Yeah, go team. Void Binding. We just play the cards. I want to see what we get up to. 155 by 6. Turns out that's pretty strong. Cool. I put that in the back because I didn't want to risk that 2 HP mattering in the front, but it didn't even come close to mattering. We got that in 2 rounds. Alright, cool. Very powerful. Fire Grow is irrelevant. I would have clicked it if I had missed Holdover, but we did not miss. Bramble Lash. We're good. It's fine. I have a million cards. I'll take another Void Binding. I changed my mind. Show me more of those. What is this? Divine Artifact? You know what? I don't need this. We're fine. I'll take my 25 gold. You could take the attack there, make Windleton do more, but I think we're okay. I need to look at a Merchant of Steel on this run at some point. Let's solve Temple first. Intrinsic, huh? Interesting. What do you intrinsic? I think you intrinsic a morsel, so you always have a morsel on turn 1. Now, you might not see your dude on turn 1, but maybe you don't do that? I don't know. I think Furnace Tap at 1 cost is probably the best thing here. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is just Furnace Tap at 1. This makes it a lot more accessible on big turns, because I only have 5 Ember, quote-unquote only. Yeah, I have to take all this crap anyway. Where do you put Intrinsic? Well, let's look at the Trinket Shop, because it could be the Awoken's Rail Spike. Oh, they also show me Cursed Vines. That's probably really good. I mean, one thing, it guarantees Diligent Die. I can actually just remove Vine Mother from that position. I think I do, actually. Yeah, here's what you do. You buy Cursed Vines. Ooh, but she's actually an important part of my draw power, though. Those things are pretty decent. Endless? Do you ever give him Endless? No. I'm going to give him a Battle Stone, because you can't see 2 +25s next to each other. I don't need the multi-strike if they showed, I just need stats. Okay, roll this. It's a +25. Honestly, the +25 is better than the... Yeah, the +25 is just significantly stronger than the multi-strike here. I add my own multi-strike. I have quick sweep. I'm fine. Yeah, just give this man +25. It's cheaper anyway. Give Vine Mother multi-strike. I think I'm removing her, though. But I don't know. I'm going to take the Cursed Vines, I'm pretty sure. My draw power is still really good. I draw 7. With the Mask of Penumbra and the fact that I have a draw relic. I think I do keep her. She'll just kind of die. The only thing that this hurts is this hurts the universe where... Yeah, it hurts the universe where you take an intrinsic on a making of a morsel to guarantee he has food on turn 1. And if you leave Vine Mother in, that's a 50-50 chance of that not working. How important is that? It depends. What am I more scared of? Diligent or Divinity? Honestly, I think I do remove her, and I take the making of a morsel here with the intrinsic. Yeah, I think so. She has served an incredible purpose throughout this run, but I think we're good. Right? Yes, because if I have 3 Ember, my 3 Ember is Alloyed Construct, Making of a Morsel. I don't need to play anything else on turn 1, because the Trample Stone has Permafrost, and if they show me Perils, I can play it, and I don't want to drop Furnace Tap unless I have Perils active. Yeah, we're good. We just do this. Making of a Morsel, and I remove her. Okay, I think that is a very strong consistency play. Goodbye. Goodbye, lady. In that case, I want to keep the remaining root seeds for sure. And I don't remove another card. I think I probably ought to. Here's what you do. I'm going to remove Focused Growth. Well, should I? I think I should. I really need to keep this card. Right? I think I do. Okay, think about this mildly. I need to draw another morsel card on turn 2. Or on turn 3. It's turn 3. I'm going to draw 7 a turn. Maybe not. I don't think you remove a Shade Splitter. I'm really just kind of grasping at what do I kick from this run. I think I leave it all in. 30 card deck, but I really like all the cards. These Root Seeds draw me. Everything else matters. Morsels are important. Focus Growth is really good for spikes onto our sweeper. Awoken's Rail Spike is Awoken's Rail Spike. Void Bindings are huge. Alright, we don't take that removal. What do I buy then? What am I doing? Oh, I just buy sketches? And save the 2 Ember. And he gets auto-played? That's good, right? There's no catch here, right? Just think. Alloyed Construct is the only one that gets caught by this. Yeah, I mean, it actually is just good, right? It's just good now that I've gotten rid of Vine Mother. It saves me 2 Ember on a formative turn, so I can play some Root Seeds, maybe a second Morsel or something. I want to play middle anyway. Yeah, okay, sketches, fine. That also is technically 1 card less in my deck because it just gets pulled out. Okay, and then we move on from here. 105 out of 100. I feel pretty darn confident from this point. Cool, all right, good run so far. Hopefully it doesn't take too much longer. Yeah, my dude just pops out and we're golden. You burn the Space Prism on turn 1. We play Windleton. I mean, they show me perils here, which is exceptional. I take the Making of a Morsel for sure. It draws me a Vengeful Shard. Play the Morsels. Vine Grasp. You may as well Vine Grasp. As long as I only draw up to 9 a turn, this won't matter. I'm going to leave the Wildwood Saps in for later turns anyway. It's fine. Right. He's going to go top and spawn some crap, and I'm going to have to kill them with these Vine Grasps, and that's just okay. It doesn't matter what I do, right? Oh, I should not be doing that, actually. I want to be putting all of our dudes' attack power into the heavies. True. True. Okay, we'll do that. I do have a Void Binding here, so that's pretty good. I can go to 9 draw. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't pull those units forward. Right. We do get a Vine Grasp. Good. We kill the thing on top floor. Play the Perils. Perils. I should just drop Wildwood Saps here. No reason not to. There's no reason to take damage. I need to play Morsels. Cool. Alright. I should play the Morsels first, right, because you draw first. I'm doing it out of order a little bit. Vine Grasp. This is a good pull. We'll pull actually the bigger one in front. Good. I take a Perils. And I take a Shade Splitter. See what I draw. It's a Wildwood Sap. We'll just play him out. Alright, this is pretty good. I mean, we're clearing the waves. We have the stats. We have the offense and the defense to win Relentless. So I feel reasonably strong here. Yeah, we have so much defense. It's just chilling. Right? And then you have these spare damage shields that just last for a long time. Awoken's Rail Spike out 3 cards. We get the Umbra Stone. Great news. I get a Morsel. If I draw a Vengeful Shard here, I'm going to be sad, but I should still do it. It's fine. Cool. Alright, we definitely clobber here. We play Vine Grasp. Thank you, Vine Grasp. Here's Perils. Play the Morsel first for draw power. We'll play the Curses. Yeah, we're doing okay. I should have easily hit the Furnace Tap here. Yep, good. Pull a... It doesn't matter at this point what I pull forward, actually, because I have Trample, so it's cool. Doing 1,000 damage. That's a very strong turn. Morsel first. Making of a Morsel. Good. Alright, cool. This is a little bit too complex for me to just completely brain off, but at the same time, it is just fine for purposes of walking through what my decision making is. Big Wildwood Sap here. Play the Morsel first. Cool. And we're preserving Damage Shield into Relentless, which is free turns. We have 29 regen. There's no universe this falters here. So... Also, we're doing a very large amount of damage, on the order of 1.2k. Look at that. Vengeful Shard draw. Excellent. Alright, we win. Cool. Now, I don't think this scores nearly as well as what those other folks were doing. They probably went for the infinite? God. I don't really see a reason to. You could assemble it here, of course. I mean, we saw all the components, right? We sure did. Here comes Windleton. Ayah. Making of a morsel. Good. Void binding. I'm going to ping off a damage shield on the bottom floor. Do you ever just click void binding? YOLO it? No, I don't think so. What you do is you void binding. Ah, I should have played it in front. Play the morsel in front, give it the void binding. Big brain. You may as well take the Umbra stone while you have the ember for it. So it's fine. I think we're okay here. I need to take care of some damage shields. Play a Wildwood Sap. Play a Morsel. Morsel is good. We're coming up on the point where I have 2 turns to hit perils. Every single one of these cards matters. I'm going to take the making of a morsel here. And I will play Shade Splitter. And we'll chill. Okay. We're okay. 38 life is sufficient. I need to draw the answer. Yeah, okay. I needed to draw an answer on this turn, basically. Is the really important part of this. I'm going to pull the Spikes dude first in the front. There's a reason for that. Main reason is that the Allied Construct will punch it out, and then no one else takes Spikes hits. I think I do play Razor Sharp here. I should do the math. Am I taking 38 damage from anywhere? Everything that dies on this floor dies before I swing. I'm taking... or dies, yeah, before they swing. So 7, 21 damage is the number. Right? No, it's 26 because of Extinguish, and it will be 3 hits into the Steel Wings, so 35. Dang, look at that. You gotta do math here. We're gonna just put the Razor Sharp into Windleton then. I think that is a much safer choice. Yeah, my man was taking a good chunk there. Alright, we're fine now, though. Like... Are we? How is he dying? Ooh, buddy. How do you die here? Alright. 65 life. Not enough, apparently. Where is this damage coming from? He's doing 240 and swinging out. I guess he's taking all these hits from these heavies, right? Alright, we have to play the perils first. Just no question. I guess he doesn't have enough regen? We clobber the front dudes here. Where I put the Vine Grasp matters. Right. He's taking a huge chunk from the spikes as well because this clipped reflector was left behind. Let's run the math on what is killing him here. Everything we kill dies first. So he's eating 14 from the Divinity and 24 with the clipped Guardian here. He then eats 22. Let me just pull out a calculator real quick. I need to make sure I'm not doing this wrong. So it's 14 from the Divinity plus 10 from the Reflector. Right, I mean, I can do this math, but I want to make sure it's correct. And then he's taking 11 and 11. That's 46. He's also taking 10 from an Extinguished trigger. 56 damage. So the fact that he hits 4 times into spikes, right? He hits 195, that is 3, and then he punches here. Yeah, so does he live if I pull the spikes person forward? Because the alternative here is that you pull Windleton forward. I can also chump block. Okay, so I think we always chump block here with a morsel or few. Let's see, if I play, I don't mind. Okay, he lives with the morsel play. I still think I pull her forward. That saves 12. Yeah, big value. Okay, with enough regen here, he chews through and makes the HP work for him. Right? Just play everything. I will make the magma morsel in the back. We will play the Shade Splitter for a damage shield. I will give him root seeds. Okay. I think we navigated this. That was a very terrifying looking turn, but we were fine. And just imagine how bad this would be if I hadn't given him that plus 25, right? Immediate payoff for recognizing where my weaknesses are. Oof, taking 60 something there. All right, this is gonna start looking pretty tough. We have the survivability, but I need very desperately to get these kills in. I need to address enemies fast. Let's see, once I hit Furnace Tap, I think this cleans up a lot. In which case, I think Focused Growth is a really important play here. Do I pull anything forward? We get through both overcharged tanks, which I think is really important. These dudes are adding a lot of survivability to the floor. We just kind of... What scares me more, a Gilded Wing or a Light Harnesser? These Light Harnessers just kind of die to Windleton, I suppose. All right, we're going to not mess with the floor organization, and I am going to... Yeah, I am going to just pop the Divinity with Divine Grasp. I'm going to play Focused Growth on the Divinity. I know it's weird, but I don't... It doesn't matter if I take... He's never taking... Yeah, he's never dying here. All right, we just take the 3 HP into Windleton then. It's fine. 8 cards. I need to see Furnace Tap. Yeah, we just play it. Just play the stupid root seeds and we move on. Okay, we get through harvests. 4 units come up. We have 7 units on this floor. Good. See, like from this position, we actually don't clear everything is the problem. Right? We just super don't. Void Binding, Furnace Tap. Okay, we clear the Inquisitor now, which is a very important threshold. I think you Razor Sharp into Windleton because it will clear the Light Harnessers in the back. Big value. I will take the Making of a Morsel here. It's good stats. I'm going to pull the Conduit forward. It doesn't really matter, actually. There's going to be 2 units left on the floor here. So what you do is you pull the Pyre Wings forward, because next turn I'll be pulling the Conduit forward. I'd like to draw as many cards as I can, so it's root seeds here. Cool, we have enough fuel to get through this. Sure. Okay, the floor assembles. It's terrifying, I know. I'm going to pull... We do get through the Pyre Wings, which was kind of a major threshold for me. Do I yank anything here? Maybe not. The nice thing is I'm optimizing Windleton's value by not forcing myself to pull the Redirector forward, because Windleton hits all of these units, whereas Construct only hits the front ones. I think we're getting there, especially since I see another Furnace Tap on this turn. It kills a whole extra unit. I do think it is value to put these Razor Sharps into Windleton, because I am concerned about HP here. and you just play everything, right? Morsel comes in. We play another morsel here. HP good. I take the stats. Root seeds, root seeds. I'm going to pull that Shade Wings forward. It doesn't matter. All right, we're looking pretty solid here. We have assembled what I consider to be a pretty potent looking floor. We're killing the entire mini boss floor. Our numbers are square. Void Binding, good card, by the way. Was there a doubt? Here's the deal. I want to pull the tank forward. Yeah, the Steel Slate forward, because I can optimize Windleton's hits to clear all these units. What's up? What's coming up? 3 spells that are all 0 cost if I go root Awoken's Rail Spike here. That's pretty good. Yep, we'll take the morsels and the root seeds there. Big value. All right, we're doing 1200 plus a sweeper in the back. I think we're okay. I think so, yes. And we get... yeah, we're clearing the whole floor now. Alright, cool. I guess if I can avoid incanting them... it doesn't matter, I have 95 attack. We're fine. Just ignore them. It's cool. Lifesteal is good. Alright, I think we make it. 28 regen with a lifesteal here. I think we win. Alright, good job. Go team. Okay. So there was one scary turn there, dang. One scary turn. And we did it, which is honestly awesome news. Cool. I played all my cards because it made me feel good. Alright, cool. Yeah, we're very powerful here. We make the victory. Now, I don't think that score is very good, but we didn't leak, so at least it'll be pretty decent. I'm interested in what the people who did. I mean, they had to have done the Awoken's Rail Spike nonsense, right? We'll see who they were, too. Maybe I know them. I probably know them. But maybe not. Huh. Good to get a victory there. Man, that turn looked terrifying, but we had the resources to win. Let's hit the challenge. Oh, that's 58k. That's actually pretty solid, right? Okay. And it's the lowest of the winners, but let's see what they did. Let's see what they did. Ah, yes, our friend Hobo Joe, of course. Mr. Big Score. That is... ah, yeah, you re-rolled for intrinsic spell chain holdover perils. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. And then the Void Binding. Ooh, buddy, with the double stack, the -2. Yeah, you leaned into that. You saw a second you saw a second holdover, huh? Yeah, I see how that kills much faster, right? You got Pre-Relentless, 1-turn boss rush. Yeah, of course. Played on bottom on Diligent. Sure, yeah, fair enough. Some differences. We had the Mind Jacks. I took sketches because it made sense there. I could have re-rolled that Ring 8 shop, but I was looking at things and it felt like I had the answers, right? Let's see, did anyone else do a ×5 anywhere? No, it doesn't look like it. Did our friend even take Wildwood Sap? Maybe not. I mean, you didn't need to, I guess. No, apparently not. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Yeah, not surprised this is a big win. Let's see who next person, how they did. Ah, yeah, we know that dude. We know that friend. Yeah, Frozen holdover perils. Frozen's a little interesting. When would you... ah, I understand. I understand. Right. So I can't tell who here had Vine Mother and who didn't, but it is very likely that the Frozen here is in response to Diligent. So that's actually quite smart. That is a good solution to this problem. And I do agree with duping this because I think you had to in response to... 1, Diligent, but 2, not having the spell chain. So, yeah, fair enough. That makes absolute sense. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Oh, buddy. You love that bloating fungus start with ×6 remove consume wildwood sap? This is a grotesque amount of survivability, by the way. Just unnecessary, but that is real good. The run looks extremely similar, right? Actually, hold up. No banner unit? Really? All in Windleton. Wow. All right. I mean, I guess it gets there. Wow, okay. I mean, of course it gets there if you have the void bindings to tide over the turns before you have enough HP to survive waves. But this person, like, we don't even have quick here. Right? I'm not missing it. There's no tome. Dang, all right. That's risky. Wow, okay. This was, oh yeah, look at this. Hobo Joe had Crucible Collector, right? I mean, yeah, you take him. He's a good frontline for this kind of crap, right? He just survives. Interesting. Okay, so I was the only one who went Alloyed Construct. Really interesting. I think that's very cool. These are kind of risky lines. I think the Crucible Collector is fine, but the problem is that without Thornlord, because you have the Windleton with quick and sweep, the problem with this is how are you scaling him? Obviously, okay, perils of production, fine. That works, right? That definitely gets there. But I didn't see the holdover until ring 7. So you were just what? Going all in on huge HP Crucible Collector up until then? I think it'll work, right? It should be okay. Interesting. I'd be interested to see how these played out, right? How the rings looked. Obviously, they scored really well, so great job. Go team. But it really feels to me like there was a lot of risk here. Like they were upgrading perils of productions and taking spell chains and things long before it was available. I mean, maybe they waited, right? Maybe they just had this peril sitting because we saw all these upgrades ourselves after we hit holdover, right? So interesting. Interesting. Let's see. I want to find the submitter. Let's see. I want to find the submitter. Peanut Jack, another friendo. I know these names. I know these names. And we continue. There's our friend. So they lost on ring 4. What did they do? Ah, okay. The telltale problem of playing quick sweep Windleton with a 10 HP unit, you just kind of get bowled over, right? Oh, the holdover on focused growth. Was there a holdover on, where was that? Ring 2? That's the only magic shop I didn't look at because I went to the steel shop and I saw the Crucible Collector, right? Yeah. So that meant there's a ring 2 holdover. We didn't have perils there yet though, so that would not have been online, sadly. Yeah. I mean, this is the classic case of dude doesn't have enough HP on his floor, right? And you do have the Vine Mother, which is a good take. You took the Wildwood Sap. What did you not do an X5 or an X1? It looks like you probably did an X1 on Razor Sharp. I don't think that's correct. I think you would have at least gotten further in the run if you had taken an X5 into a Wildwood Sap here. And it would have been ugly at one cost, but it would have been fine. You even went to the side with the Yeah, you even went to the side with the magic shop, so you would have absolutely been able to do a -1 into Wildwood Sap preemptively. This is one of those cases, I think it's a very good upgrade to do just in case of an X5, right? Then you could have X5'd here and you would have gotten through Arcus, at least. It was Arcus, right? I don't even remember if it was Arcus. It was Arcus, yes, I remember Dark Shards. So you would have made it a lot further and might have been able to assemble something. Now, you did not have the perils. No, you did not take it. I think the perils was a little bit prospective, and you traded Immortal Trade for it, right? Okay, so I mean, you traded Space Prism for it essentially since you took the first Immortal Trade. Yeah, I think that's fine, right? I think it's an okay trade. This is a very low opportunity cost perils of production in this particular run. Let me go to mine. I think taking it is fine. It doesn't impact you negatively. You have morsels to play it on random turns, and it's fine. So I think that's good. And yeah, yeah, I think you're okay. Now, X5 Wildwood Sap, hell yeah, with the -1, that's really good, especially with the bloating fungus start. Big fan. Umbra Stone, solid. A lot of these plays just kind of make sense. I had actually, I think in the last episode, I was talking about Windleton with Alloyed Construct in front, so I'm kind of glad I got a chance to show it to you. I think, I don't know, I think my line here is the safest way to win, right? It's safe. The reason why that matters is because look at the other people who won. Up through the mid game and the early game, how are you doing damage? You're not, right? I mean, okay, I actually think having Thorn Lord maybe helps a lot here. It's a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that's a ring 7 pickup, right? Right? Maybe. I have no idea. Thornlord would have gotten this. I think you could have done Thornlord in front of the Crucible Collector friend again, and that wins. I mean, we did that literally on our previous episode, so I think that's fine. Whereas here, if we go to mine, if you're in the state where you have Sweep Quick and you do not have Thornlord scaling, I actually think you're at a serious risk of not doing enough damage, even if your survivability is great. I genuinely think this Alloyed Construct pivot was really smart. I think this is correct. We take the HP where we can get it, we solve our problems, and it's fine, and we're okay, right? Yeah, I think this is genuinely the most correct choice for consistency. We left ourselves open to pivots as needed, depending on what we were shown. And I think that's really important. So I think that is super important because in this case, you're kind of just doing no damage until you hit holdover and then you kind of pop off. So it's really hard to see the mid-game states of these runs that win, but this feels a little more gambly, like gambly, of or relating to a gambler. So interesting, very interesting overall. I think I've already kind of belabored a lot of these points. A lot of the choices I made were, some of them were perspective, but most of them were pretty safe, all things considered. And I think that's really good. We obviously won. Our score was pretty darn good. And yeah, yet another win for Windleton. So rock on. That brings us up to 37 on the series. And I will let you go there. I don't really have much else to say. So hell yeah. So hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like or a dislike if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.